get ready. There we go. Oops. Okay. Nope. Alright. Okay, so I'm gonna be facing off against Ventus in this 1v1 tournament. And then if I live, I'll be casting well, I'll be casting either way, but if I live, I'll just be casting the next game that I play in, and if not, then I'll hop into someone else's game and cast that. Alright. I think I'll go ahead and host. Boom. Guess it doesn't really matter if there's a team, since time to stream snipe. Rude. See how it is, Uravity. Okay. Let's just see when to start. Go ahead and ask in the Discord. Okay.
Are you ready to battle?
Oh god, it looks like it might be an Abbasid mirror. I know Ventus plays a lot of Abbasid. He also does Delhi. I gotta change the map because it's King of the Hill and not whatever we are on right now. There we go. Damn. Well, easy win for me, I guess, if Ventus backs out. So, we will find out what happens. Also, because it's King of the Hill, I'm not going to be Abbasid. Let's go with, Roos Delhi would be an interesting, matchup. Same with Roos Abbasid. Although it's definitely Abbasid favored, to be fair. Those, town centers will be a pain. On second thought. Alright. Okay.
Are you ready to battle?
There we go.
Start the game already.
And let's get into it.
Good
and
luck.
Of course,
Have
I
fun.
did my
Good
warm-up
luck.
game as
Have
Abbasid,
fun.
so we'll see how rusty I am with Mali. It's been a while since I've played Malians, but I still remember what I believe is the proper build order for them. Last time I played them. Oh, no pressure on me, obviously. Joy. I am a no Turin, so I don't think I'll be quite able to keep up with Turin's ability to narrate and actually play the game the way that he can, because holy shit, I have no idea how that man does that. It's hard enough for me to play without having to talk about what I'm doing. Alright.
Minto.
Boom, boom.
Lonya.
There we go.
Ai.
So, believe this is still the standard Mali opening. Getting the
Ai.
2
Kataga.
houses next to the pit mine ASAP. Alright, now you guys need to switch onto food. So that I can afford to build production. You go on food as
Tu
well.
gorilla. Taga.
Let's see how many of the sheep I can hoover up before
Lonya. Yo.
Ventus grabs everything.
Ai.
And
Tu
let's see
gorilla.
here.
Totagama.
So far doing a pretty good job of
Kataga.
picking up the sheepies.
Ai.
And
Pare keta.
probably need to drop off actually. Looks like I'm about to run out of wood. Food. So
Okay.
here we go. And I'm wondering about opening with the Saharan Trade Network. Usually I personally prefer Mansa Quarry. From what I understand, Mansa Quarry has also become the more meta pick recently. So may end up just sticking with that as well. But there's definitely a case to be made for going with Saharan Trade Network and just dropping it directly on top of the Sacred to guarantee that Sacred can't be taken too early. It's probably not the way that I'm going to go though, just because I am not the most aggressive player, and that's a very aggressive move. And what the shit? Where are you? Oh my god.
Pare keta.
Looks like he's going obnoxious scouts. Unsurprising, that's basically the meta with when you're fighting Mali. You do want to pressure their buildings as much as possible so that their free resource generation is minimized. Although now I think I'll just go with I'll go Warrior Scout opener because of this.
Kapare. Dilalu.
Let's see how he reacts to that.
Minto. ¿Qué hacer?
Okay. So far so good. Oh wow, I almost killed a scout.
Io sokoma. Lonya jam.
Dude, we're just gonna leave him like that. That's
Baho.
not
Nimelula.
with luck, I can get the kill on the scout.
Kapare barama. Ila jumanu.
I don't think he is sloppy enough to let me get away with that though. I think that scout's gonna just keep on running forever. That said, it does reveal a lot of the map, so that's a nice thing. Alright, there's Ventus's feudal. So, let's... Yeah, and what's he bringing forward? He is going military. Alright.
Lonya jam. Ibe munku.
Unsurprising.
Mbeni lula.
We're just gonna basically build the exact same thing that he built. Well, he hasn't built a barracks or an archery range. He just went military wing. And oops, no, go away. You're not getting my kill.
Mbejam. Kapare barama. Mbeni lula. Mbenyagaliri. Dila jumanu. Kato.
Unfortunately, since I saw him go for what he went for, I know that he's going to be extremely far behind.
Alu o tulo lulo. Beta villageois lujan. Kaloko
Eco,
Kapare.
which is great. I just realized that jav throwers counter everything that he's building,
Lonya
and
jan.
I didn't get any.
Iyo.
Good
Ilalu
job,
benain.
me.
Ka dun kono. Ka muta fengo kata.
Let's see.
Mbenyi lula.
Io,
Biggest
RSita.
issue, aside from losing the free gold, is the pop space loss.
Betara
So
la
we're just going to
baratula.
mitigate that right now by
Iyo.
going with that.
Sokoma.
Bara ben konondini.
God.
Alors kuta.
Alu fayoke. Kala.
Ila jumanu.
Inya no be muma.
Kala failalu. Kapare. Iyoke. Danso. Kakele. Nkila.
Io. Bare kita.
Kala faila bareta. Mseake. Nkila.
Morobe katarabo.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I went for the Mansa Quarry, otherwise I'd have
Aluya
gold in it
Aketa.
right now. That would have been a
Aye.
big problem.
La
Kala tigo
yamara
ifare.
ulu.
Kala konko. Kale dingolu.
Bara. Mbeni lola. Kapare
Kala
bara.
gila lujan. Kakala lupai.
Nala.
Yep. There's
Alu ipare.
that.
Kaila me. Kala tigo ipare. Alu taga. Kala failalu. Kala failalu. Alu itagama. Kala failalu.
Beke skoti yaka.
Danso. Alu ofan. Den taga majela. Turolo. Kala konko. Fairo. Kalu ipare. Kala failalu.
I think
Fiota.
that mostly takes
Mbare
care
taga
of.
taga.
Fortunately, I have fallen behind on build production, which is a wee bit of a problem. He's probably got a significant Vil advantage over me.
Betara la baratula.
Not best.
Atobeta.
Alright, and now we go
Katara. Jogona.
smack him in the face. Let's see how it feels about
Militia.
that.
Mogolu kilangse ake. Ayi.
Okay, we saw he's got
Kaitolo lok. Nyata mekela sila.
Ali la mekel. Ngawa. Alu ita.
Kala
Ah.
failalu. Aluna.
Mogoto be
Atome.
kimabonka.
Kakilalu joki. Kaide yoke. Nyato.
and
Alu
fallen
fayoke.
further behind in
Kala
build production.
kakilalu joki.
Abe jokiri. Nsake.
What did I say?
Alu ilame.
Alu ipare. Danso.
Alu iya kilotu.
Glad I have some sofa so that I can actually do some harassment on him.
Beta gala
That
Kala
back up.
failalu.
Kele jingolu beki la kawo ile. Alu iya kilotu. Alu
Let's see
itaka
what I can,
majela.
Kapare barama.
can see what I can hit.
Alu ilame.
And there's the pop cap.
Ayi. Alu ifo. Alu iya kilotu.
And there's a ooh, oh my god. He hasn't built it yet. He has not yet built the second TC. That
Ngawa.
is an amazing catch.
Sake.
We're just gonna kill all those Vils.
Inya no be muma.
Alu o tulo lulo.
Atala denta.
Hell yeah! It's actually
Iyo.
first sign of some good progress. Love that.
Akakuta. Akizo got. Ani.
I have no idea what happened
Ilalu
with my
benain.
houses there. Whatever.
Alu iya kilotu sila.
Kaito.
Sofa pareta.
Damn. That was a huge catch for me. Unfortunately, it didn't really stop him from getting his building up, but it did slow him down significantly, and that's really what I needed. Okay. And now... get a couple more Sofa, because Sofa are ridiculously good and very cost efficient. I really can't afford to let him go Eco. Eco is objectively... I have an objectively worse boom than he does, so I'm gonna have to keep the aggression up. Which I hate doing. I'm not very good at that. So, get some more you. See where I need my eco to be. That's built.
Alu il paraît qu'il a lui aïe silandu.
Ilalu benarin.
Pula ani aparendo pai. Taga il a failli fengo.
Iradunkuno.
Alu il a kilo sila.
Mogobe pareta.
Okay.
Baro. Mbetagala ba.
Danso. Ioke.
Baro. Mbetagala.
Alu il a kilo tu qu'est tasarake. Sota.
Ibe kima boka.
Here.
Ilalu benari.
Sonta.
Mbe madenka.
Ilalu. Dora lu paredi. Taga ngabata. Qu'est tasarake. Mbe kataga nyona sani. Taga ngabata. Ay Willy, Bekatara.
Ila rolo. Alu fayoke. Kala
Maradula. Ay, Siladou.
kala fay mekelela.
Kotosuma. Faylalu.
Get as many kicks as I can on this.
Faylalu pareta anibra fayengo fayi.
Ila sorolu. Kala faylalu ioke.
Oh, goodness. Looks like he killed the builder I had working on that. It's a bit of a problem.
Mbelula.
Kotosuma. Fayla.
Alu pareta sofani.
Alu iya kilotu.
Japasila. Alu itaria sorda solu. Alu itaga
Okay, got some damage in, not as much as I would have liked.
Kapare barama.
Better than nothing.
Beni lola.
Okay. Ding. Gonna switch this over to stone so that I can have
Militia.
some stone income. Try to make up for the huge loss
Kapare.
in eco that I've had.
Katarasani.
Alu ilame. Na.
Ibe munku. Mbelula.
Pareta kataga. Kete pula ani aparedi.
Kapare.
Alu iya kilotu. Alu il paraît qu'il a betaka ani lame ke sai. Nsake. Alu il fait par
Kailame.
apareta fayiro. Alu il paraît qu'il a lu ye.
Ila lujan.
Okay.
Alu il fait pareil.
Alu itaria sorda solu.
See where else I can get some eco damage in.
Ngawa. Abebe tinyala sani. Kagido ko. Ali. Ngame.
Fayla lu pareta ani be kono tirola.
That's a big problem.
Tulolulo. Iyo. Nga.
Iyo. Alu otulolulo. Ake kunta. Akurata.
Pairila alu. Jorora onu paredin. Ila yamarulu.
Iyo.
Paredula.
Alu pare.
Paredula. Pairila alu.
Iyo. Erestita. Katarabanta. Mɔgɔ bɛ pare ta. Kɔje la.
Pairila alu.
Baara bɛ n kɔnɔ din. Alu o tulolu lɔ. N bɛ jan. N se n tariya. Sɛnɛ. Iyo ka ɲi.
Kaitolo lok.
Kɛlɛjingolu bɛɛ k'i la.
Okay.
Kapare barama. Nimbelula.
Gotta desperately try to make up what I have lost.
N pare ta ka taga.
Iyo, sokoma. Baro, mogo be pareta. Kasubo soto silan. Bara be nkonondi.
I am weak. Please don't kill me.
Ka pare baara ma.
Kalati go pare.
Alu otulo bojela.
N bɛ nin kɛla fo tu.
Wanyaro,
Getting
kanyi.
food. Didn't realize just how out of whack my eco was.
Kala faila pareta. Danso. Kala koko.
Beja.
Alu yakilo tusila. Kɛlɛjisɔnta.
Okay. Apparently I did get the warrior scout upgrade. That was nice.
Kila.
Pare kita.
Kinda happened on accident. Not gonna complain.
Ibe munku. Kala nyonga sina.
Danso.
Alu ila.
Kabul.
Nsake. Alu yakilo tu.
Danso. Nyato. Asuma kende. Anuto. Korolu. Lawili. Kalu pare.
Fendo pai. Pai fɛn sun bɛ taga. Kapun fɛn ko faga.
Okay.
Pareta kataga. Mbetaga la baradula.
I ɲanɔ bɛ mun ma.
Alu fayoke. Kala failalu. Alu tagamajela.
Been picking off those archers.
Kala
before, you know.
failalu. Warato.
Baara bɛ n kɔnɔ din. Nin bɛ lɔ la. Iyo. Erestita.
84 years later, I can finally build a second town center.
Mɔgɔ bɛ pare ta. Nin bɛ lɔ la.
Kala faila pareta.
Ibe munya niwin.
Beja.
Ila kila lu mumunuti.
N bɛ jan.
Yep.
Nki nna barila.
That's no
La-
surprise.
Sofa pa.
Kilalu bɛ taga banta si la. N tɛ lɔgɔ kuntu.
Okay.
Kapare barama.
Okay.
Pareta kataga. Iyo, ngapa. Iyo, minebula.
Nope, I don't enough wood to build another
Alu iya kilotu.
building yet. That's fine.
Ibe munku.
Why fell to mama?
Mbe ni lula.
I need to get at least one more archery range before I will be super happy.
Alu otulo lulo.
Normally, I wouldn't recommend going for Rimba in a 1v1. It's probably not the optimal choice, but considering my circumstances, I desperately need some way to catch back up in the eco department, and the best way to do that is probably going to be for Rimba. So, here we go.
Alokuta.
Oops.
Nga ake. Kapare barama.
Endo pai.
Pera a kilotu. Mbeta gala kondirola.
Lori penyama. Barado di
Boji.
nga ake. Silan. Munyan oke. Tarawatosita. Kealu. Sain.
So yeah, it looks like he went with a lot of heavily armored units. So I see a lot of knights, I see a lot of men-at-arms. Hence, I transition into more barracks so that I can
Why
have
fell to mama?
more
Mpare tayelu bonu kelela.
Muzafaris.
Soda solu. Alu alu.
Kila kutalu. Tono nyape. Nga famu.
Yama hulu beyen. Alu sora na.
Kila kilalu setu kilalu jo kilale. Afamu ta.
Yama rite jifu.
Ibe mun nyape ila kilalu jo kika.
Alu pareta
Bilite. Kilalu benaren. Kege.
I just have a key.
Kila jogoranu deda.
Frustrating.
Very loud.
Unsurprising, but still frustrating. Okay.
Eka
Once again,
aluko.
my
Morobe.
is mildly out of whack.
Be ilul. Be melati.
Tell I'm not very practiced with
Kapare
1v1s.
kabara dondunke.
Boji. Ya pilito. Alupo. Ila jogi. Soda sifa tinyolu.
Mpare tayelu muna.
Narakurati.
Yama hulu be mbe bori kankan kabote.
Fortunately, I do have
Ibe
enough of
melatile. Kila tumalu. Mbe
an
ni
eco
lula
that I
nyato
can afford
dondi.
to build siege workshops.
Pera galaminto.
Baba kananike.
Actually, no, I'm going to keep going on stone because
Loroketa.
it's probably going to be my only stone income for the game,
Kapare ila luma.
realistically.
Kapare donjunge. Basingo la wili kalo. Kila tumalu.
That's done.
Nimbula jenake.
Ibe mpare tayelu bonu kelela.
Sani. Muyanta barala. Pera atulolo. Mbeni lola ibu be de data.
Alu iya kilotu. Soda solu. Kele tugolu.
Alu njoki.
Na barila.
Soda solu.
Kelu alu ralon mebe.
Naya.
Kapare kabara dondi. Kaso ila kilama.
Danso kai pare. Ila kilalu.
Basingo parita kilaluma. Basingo parita kilaluma.
Oops.
Baratuba.
That's not the unit I wanted to build. That's the unit I wanted to build. Okay. Not out of the game yet, somehow. So let's just take as much of an advantage of that as we can. Get even more soldiers.
Para wato. Bega akilotu.
Munya.
Soldat solo.
Ide.
Yamaru. Alu ipare kila alu yen.
Basingo la wili kalo. Kamenu fi.
Alright.
Uo bete data.
Yamarite Yamaru Ludima.
Itasara kende. Basingo la wili kalo. La yen. Apamuta.
That's a lot of keeps.
Sani. Munyanta barala. Ke alo sani. Ilalu benari. Kataka majela. Bogo ben. Kelu.
Alu dasara.
Boji Yamaru Beyen. Bobe kelale.
Itasara kende. Ilalu. Alutaka. Kelu. Alutaka.
Getting out the
Takamawagato.
strats of attack ground. Not something you often see.
Kemao. Uo bete data. Basingo la uli
Let's
kalo.
see
Ilalu.
if this
Apamuta.
one
Sofalu. Ila
works.
joki. Sota basingo.
Siege equipment.
Baratuba.
Bega
Shit.
atulolo. Tawato sita. Bogobe. Uo bet. Basingo bare tak. Bogobe kai tagama.
Alright.
Jako gango luka. Uo bet de data. Basingo lu. Fayiro.
Kapare.
Ila tumalu.
Taga. Ibeta ila tulamento. Barado dimangage.
Ila tumalu. Basingo la uo bet de data. Jako kila luba. Kelu. Ina kila lu. Akele. Rebuche. Be pare tula.
Beka atulolo. Kealu. Sai. Beraga.
Bega atbo itunga akila nyame. Nte akesani.
Basingo
bare tak kila luba. Ke ake. Basingo la uli kalo kila lu yen. Basingo bare tak kila lu. Jogorango lu bare din ani katagama. Bega akilotu. Nteni lola nyato donti. Alui para radula. Wila zualu. Batingolu kimato.
God damn, I need so much wood.
Para wato. Ke alo sani.
Ila kila ye lumoni kelela.
Yamarite Jifolo. Itaramanda fe. Sofa Beya. Soldat solo. Itaramanda fe.
Kapare kila lu. Basin la lo parita. Iyo.
Boji. Nafa Beina.
Alui
Yeah,
pare.
that thing is just way too
Ami Tarama.
heavily reinforced.
Ila tumalu. Mpeta kala konosila. Ta. Anin temu pe. Kaso ila kilama. Amunta ta kila. Kuo bete tata. Batingo bare ta kila luma. Akele.
Yep, couldn't even get on the site. Oof. Oh well. As you can see, I am super rusty at 1v1s. Unlike Ventus, who I think plays 1v1 pretty regularly. Yeah, look at all that. Damn. Yeah, if I was good at early game harass, what I should have done is probably built a lot of Sofa. Like, I probably shouldn't have even built the first archery range and barracks. Like, just go with heavy Sofa spam to get into the back line, kill anything that opposes me, and just eco-harass him until I could have just burned things down. But GG! Thank you. But, like I said, I am extremely rusty at 1v1, so I ended up playing the ultra greedy FFA strat that was more or less doomed to loss. Oh well. Let's see. Okay. Just letting Allied Trex know what happened so that I can see where we're at. Oh, Pleco. Oh man, Gravity forgot to set his game to viewable. I probably did too, but to be fair, we're both streaming, so that might have something to do with it. Alright, so we are waiting to find out what, who's playing next. So, let's take a look at the tournament list. Alright, Ventus, Gravity. Let's see if Hobbit Strife and Melvin. Alright, let's take a look at Hobbit Strife's game. I actually did want to see this one. Ooh, and it looks like Hobbit Strife's on Abbasid, and Melvin is on the Chinese. So, take a look at how these two are going. Neither one of them are particularly rush-heavy civs. Both very, very macro-oriented, and we have... starting in the orange, we have Melvin on Chinese, and over on the left, we have Hobbit Strife on the Abbasid. We've got 3 villagers queued up for... Yep. Huh, interesting. Okay, yeah, we got 3 vills queued up for Hobbit Strife. Going for a pretty standard Abbasid opener. This is exactly how I opened the games as well. By building the house and the mining camp kind of in that row, so that when you're ready to build your House of Wisdom, you could to connect your TC, the mining camp, and the house basically all for free. Over on Chinese, yep, pretty standard Chinese opening from my understanding, going with the very early mill into the Imperial Official. This strat, my understanding of it was that you basically ignore gathering gold in favor of just letting your Imperial Official get all of the gold that you need to age up for you. Granted, that information is pretty old, and the meta may well have evolved since then, because he's got 2 vills on gold at the moment. Still using the IO to get the gold gathered. Hobbit Strife is going for early wood. getting 2 villagers on wood rather than what you might see in a more sweaty or more professional-oriented gameplay, where you would usually have 7 vills on food, then you send 4 vills onto gold, and then the rest back on food until you hit age 2. If you go with that kind of an opener, you can typically hit feudal age right about now, maybe 230 as Abbasid. But I know Hobbit Strife is much more of a free-for-all player. Pretty good at doing the sitting back and cackling in the corner while waiting on everyone else to get to their late game, where he just kind of pops off. I think Melvin is probably in a similar boat, which is why you see these kinds of openers. So don't expect a whole lot of early aggression from these guys. I imagine that they're going to end up waiting until Castle Age, if not Imperial Age, to go for any aggro. Interesting placement for the House of Wisdom. Putting it right there does protect it, makes it a very safe house, but it also prevents you from... It also means that you basically have to build at least 1 additional building in order to connect the influence. Doesn't look like I'm able to see influence from here, which is a bit of a pity. Yeah, you can see right here it's only one structure connected, so just the town center for our yellow being connected at the moment. So he'll be needing to get that SimCity going to do his thing. All right, we got, looks like the first village for Melvin coming up right next to the wood line, making sure that if there is any early aggression, you can just hop your vills right into that village and keep them safe from harm. We see the Imperial Academy up first for Melvin, indicating again that this is going to be a more macro-oriented game rather than the kind of all-out early game aggression that you saw in the last game from me and Ventus. Got another Imperial official out. He will be supervising the gold, it looks like. Either supervising it, maybe just picking it up. We'll check back on him. Okay, yeah, just picking it up for now. Hobbit Strife is going for military wings. So, Hobbit may be looking for some early aggression. Which is interesting. Like I said, I don't really know him for an early aggro plays. But yeah, nope, he's got the 2 spearmen and 1 archer going out. 2 archers, 1 spearman, actually. He does have, in the most recent patch, they did give you a slight buff to feudal military wing. It now spawns 4 units total. 2 archers and 1 spearman. Hobbit may not have read that patch note, may not be quite as familiar with Abbasid. So he does have 3 units moving out, which is what you would have had before then. Probably just didn't realize that he gets that 4th unit now. Alright, very defensively placed Barbican of the Sun. Gonna be on that gold line. Looks like... Still wanting to avoid any kind of aggression from both players. Neither one of them really wanting to pull the trigger too early. Melvin's got a scout just hanging out. Wow, he's got full vision of the front of Hobbit's base. Hobbit, meanwhile, he has seen where his opponent is, but hasn't... Okay, and he is sending some troops forward now. Doesn't have the resources to get a battering ram down. Abbasid do start with the ability to build battering rams and siege towers without needing the siege engineer's research. Unique ability for them. Oh, that is a lot of villagers on stone. I think that's 10 vills on stone. Is Hobbit going to? Yes! he is going to react. He is going to give some early aggression. Try to get... Oh, and he gets a Vil. Very nice. That is great to see from Hobbit. There's one horseman out for Melvin to try to push things back. We do see the Zhuganu from China, the Chinese, one of the Chinese unique units that's available in the Song Dynasty. And that's probably going to kill off the... Yeah, there goes that first spearman. We saw one archer go down. He does lose the Zhuganu, but he manages to clean up that early aggression. Nice and easy. So, I wonder, will there be a counterattack, or is it going to be back to macro play for these two? I just realized that they're 37 minutes into the game. Oh, and it looks like it actually ends at 37:21. Oh, okay. So, let's see who ends up winning. We do have a pretty decent number of Zhuganu here for the Chinese player. Abbasid, aged up with the Eco Wing, opting to wait to grab any tech, opting to go for another military health increase before going for Fertile Crescent. So yeah, both players do have a pretty good understanding of the victory condition of the map and how to achieve it. Oh, and is this Imam? Yes, he does get it. So that's 10 minutes until victory for Hobbit Strife. Sadly, because we do see what the time limit is, we do know that he's not going to be able to hold it. But let's see how Melvin... Oh, wow. That is actually a really nice push that's going to be coming out from Melvin, or from Hobbit Strife in yellow. 3 battering rams, a whole lot of horsemen, some knights, and a bunch of archers. Like, yellow could probably just roll in with that army and wipe orange over here. But he prefers to keep the sacred site, which is a more sensible play, to be fair. Since he already has control of the sacred site, the onus is on orange to push in and try to make any headway. If orange is not able to dislodge the Abbasid, that is going to be GG. And that's there we go. That is a lot of rams. He's got, what is it, 6 rams? 7 rams? 5, yep, 7 rams total. No, 5 rams. Looks like 2 of them. Okay, that's oh, clockwork battering ram. Okay, that's why those 2 are different. All right. Clockwork battering is having that significantly improved health. There's one. So the clock tower battering ram, as you can see, it has 630 health compared to the 420 of the non-clock tower variants. So yeah, with all of those rams, we're gonna just see the defenses here cleaned up nice and easy. Abbasid does have some knights. They're going to get a bunch of kills on these Zhuganu, but with only 2 knights, it's not going to be enough to actually clean everything up. Hobbit does have a pretty good number of production buildings. He's got 3 stables up front. He's got 2 barracks as well, with another 2 stables behind. He's just not... Okay, he does have some veteran horsemen in queue along with a few veteran spears. Looks like he doesn't have the food income to sustain a military build, though. So, oh wow. And yeah, it looks like this is where Hobbit will get pushed off of the sacred site. He does do a pretty good job of cleaning up most of the siege, though, but orange is going to decap that sacred, meaning that yellow is going to either have to push back to reclaim it, or they're going to have to try to blow up all of the landmarks, which against a Chinese player, that's really not how you want to win with the, I think it's like 7 different landmark buildings that they will inevitably have. There's a lot of trade happening. Okay, yeah. Hobbit trying to rebalance his economy with market usage so that he can build up enough of a military to do something about the Chinese swarm that is currently cleaning up the infrastructure that he has on there. There we go. But yeah, looks like control of the sacred site is pretty firmly in Orange's hand now. He could go for a sacred win himself. There is a monastery. Nope, that's the Imperial Academy. Let's see, is there a monastery up? Yes, there is. So he may have already built a... He does have a monk in production. So he's going... Orange is going to go for the sacred win now. We get the Spirit Way for China, giving the dynasty-related tech can be researched here for half cost and faster research speed. And then when dynasty units killed, nearby units receive 20% attack speed and 20 health over 10 seconds. That was I don't remember when that got changed. The rework happened a fair while ago for the Spirit Way. But yeah, that's been a huge buff for China. Like with the number of dynasty units that they get, you get these Zhugenü in the feudal age. You also get fire lancers and eventually grenadiers. Looks like it's just the Zhugenü though, but still, whenever one of those dies, giving everyone else an extra 20 health is going to be very nice. Considering Zhugenü only have 80 hit points total, if you lose 4, you basically re-heal the rest to max. Alright, and here is the Sacred Victory timer now for Melvin in orange. Have all of the yellow Abbasid stone walls to get rid of those. Looks like yellow going for a bit of a counter-attack here. Or at least thinking about a counter-attack. There's mangonels to break down these stone walls. Not the best siege unit to use. Obviously, as you can see, they do get the job done eventually, but it does take them a while to do any work. They're fantastic at killing off these infantry blobs, like the mangonels. If they'd been able to get used to wipe out, say, the Zhugenü, that would have been a fantastic use of them. But alas, the yellow mangonels were picked off before Hobbit had a chance to get into the juicy goodness. He's remassing force right now, taking advantage of Abbasid's field buildings. Looks like he felt a little bit rushed, not able to finish that ram, going instead for the quick push. Oh yeah, because he only had that 1 minute, and alas, he was not able to get that done in time. GG to Melvin. Alright, Royal Pleco and Allied Trex are in battle. Let's take a look, see if we can see... Oh no! Shit. Alright, Ventus. Take a look at Quill and Ventus. Okay, this should be an interesting match. Ventus, for those of you who didn't watch from the beginning, Ventus was the player that eliminated me in this tournament. So let's take a look at him. Same matchup that Ventus faced in the first round, Malians versus Abbasid. Hopefully, Quill is able to do better work with the Malians than I did. Okay, it does look like Quill is going for the Standard Malian opening, getting the 5 vills on wood, 1 vill on the pit mine. Take a look over at Ventus. Interesting, he's going for a mill first, together with that house, instead of the mine. Abbasid do gather food from their berries faster. They also get +3 food dropped off, +3 food carry capacity for them. So I don't hate it. It's definitely a better food option for the Abbasid. But it does mean that you're going to need to get some early wood. Actually, no. He already has the wood. Huh. Okay. There's a building that I don't know. Oh, lumber mill. That's what he's going to need the extra building for, but he'll probably just pick up the straggler trees for the lumber mill wood. Let's take a look at Ventus's scouting. Or, let's just catch up to live. I think that'll be more interesting. There's the House of Wisdom going down. And again, going with the military wing for his initial upgrade. Recognizing that as King of the Hill is going to be all about the pretty much all in, all the time feudal. Does he get, does not opt to get boot camp super early. Getting some really good harass, and it does look like Quill is a little bit more prepared for it than I was. He's got 2 archery ranges up. Unfortunately, for yellow, purple does have some horsemen in addition to those other starting units, so the horsemen should make pretty decent work of the archers, unless yellow's able to get a critical mass of archers before purple is able to build up all of the spearmen. So let's take a look at the action. He's got 1 scout in as well. Okay, that looks like purple is pulling back. Doesn't want to deal with any reinforcements from yellow. Speaking of yellow, he did go for the Mansa Quarry. Like I thought, that is the kind of more meta pick these days. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to do a real nasty cough. Didn't want you guys having to hear that. Ventus going for pretty much all horsemen, which makes sense considering what he saw from his opponent. Getting rid of the arch blob with horsemen is pretty much the way to go. Alright, Ventus does have a very fast town center at 820 or thereabouts is when he'll be able to get that TC up and pump it out. More villagers, so we go from 29 and 31. Very quickly we're going to see those numbers kind of shoot up in favor of Abbasid. So, yellow getting rid of that scout. Purple picking off a wolf, not wanting to deal with wildlife harassment. Warrior Scout is already out from yellow. Very nice. Looks like yellow just got housed. Will he notice anytime soon? It doesn't look like it. Nope, there it is. And we've got wolves harassing down there as well. Warrior Scouts probably going to pick off these horsemen. They are both the same speed, so. Purple doing some really good harass though, man. Might be able to pick off that villager. Oh, if he noticed, like if he had noticed what's going on down there, he probably could have gotten that vill kill, but got a little distracted as he now has some harassment of his own to deal with. Yellow able to get those 7 archers into the back line before the wall could go up. Ventus with a very quick reaction, managing to get those 20 villagers away from the wood line. Gonna set up a new wood line where it is a little bit safer. Yellow, meanwhile, did manage to get his walls up. So gonna keep out any feudal harassment for now. Town center probably gonna make short work of the yellow skirmish force. We've got, right now, yellow just kind of remassing. He's got 7 archers in queue. Pretty good eco balance at the moment. And purple, 16 idle vills. That is a lot of villagers to have standing around doing nothing. So 38 vills for... Oh my god, I forgot about that button. Oh, that's so nice. Alright, looks like Ventus has redistributed his villagers. Got 40 to 39. Gonna be pretty good for Ventus now that he's able to get more of an eco lead. You can see that the military count for the yellow Malians is getting higher and higher, with Mali's relatively inexpensive units. Thank you, Dibby. I just now noticed your comment, so yeah, I should have been doing caster mode this whole time. I am not used to, I'm used to casting FFAs and streaming those, so forgot that the caster mode even existed. But thank you, Dibby, for reminding me. Yeah, looks like Quill's getting down 2 battering rams, trying to maybe even go for the kill. Definitely wanting to do some serious damage against purple. Purple with, looks like 9. You've got 7 horsemen. See, 9 military units total. 8 horsemen, 1 spear. While we have 3 sofa on the field. Now 6. Got 3 more in queue. Got 7 Donso, so that should make pretty good work of the horsemen. Even without the Donso, though, like 9 to 25, that's such a commanding numbers advantage that unless they were all archers, I don't think those horsey boys would be able to get the job done. And yeah, Quill getting the walls up right along both of his borders, so gonna be much harder for purple to get any raiding in compared to himself, with Ventus leaving his kind of central area wide open, relying on the natural arrows of the town center to provide a lot of that defense. 55-45 as far as the villager count goes, so Abbasid, unsurprisingly, taking a lead. Got up a 3rd town center when I wasn't looking, which is great for Abba, but Malians having the much better military count with those 32 soldiers. Yeah, he is heating up the purple troops, and with all of those battering rams, I don't think that this town center will be around for too terribly long. Getting the sofa out into the back line to kill off as many vills as he can find. Purple, meanwhile, desperately trying to both garrison the town center, maybe going to try to either hop out to do some repairs or just try to burn down the battering rams before they're able to finish their dark work. But not happening quite yet. That TC seems like it is destined to fall. That said, though, a lot of the supporting forces of of purple, of yellow rather, have been falling to the town center fire. He does have reinforcements though, so these Sofa are going to clean up all the villas that were once stationed in Purple's TC. That's very painful and ouch. With these population counts, I imagine it is going to be a little too late for Ventus. Yeah, and Ventus just taps out. I'm guessing that because I was Ventus's first opponent and I was playing in a very greedy, more FFA eco style way, that might have given Ventus a little bit of a false sense of security when it came to his booming. Quill's able to just pull off what I wanted to do in my first game a hell of a lot better than I could. Very good games to both of them. I think that, like, if Ventus had just not gone quite so greedy, like gotten up, maintained that steady military production to match Quill, it would have been much more difficult for Quill to get the win there. But like I said, I have a feeling that his experience with me kind of made him think he could get away with the greed, because I was so greedy. Who's Pleco facing? Let's take a look at this game. Gonna hop in here. Okay, looks like Royal Pleco and Killer Dude are already fighting. I did see them in the bracket for the semifinals. So, semifinals right now, it is, we are jumping into game 1 of the semifinals, which is Royal Pleco versus Killer Dude 889. Game 2 is going to be Quill versus probably Uravity, although that's not a guarantee. English Mirror for this matchup, we got over here in the green Royal Pleco, and over in the teal Killer Dude. Looks like teal going for immediate Dark Age rushing, with a barracks as the very first building getting constructed, even before the house. So I suspect that's going to be 5 early men-at-arms as soon as he can start building them. Green, though, looking to go with a more standard opener. Not going for the cheese, just going for a nice macro opener. Getting those 7 vills on the sheeps, and then going for the gold. So let's take a look at Killer Dude. Already got the 1 Vanguard men-at-arms. Yep. He's going to just be pumping out men-at-arms and vills until he can't. This is a very, very all-in strat, is my understanding. Vanguard men-at-arms, pretty decent stat line for a Dark Age military. 800 health, 8 melee attack, 3 ranged armor. These are very, very tanky boys. So if they're able to get in, they will do a heck of a lot of work. And if not, then green is going to have a massive advantage, and he'll probably just get the W off the back of a failed all-in. So let's take a watch for what green does to react to the Dark Age rush. 12 damage from 6 archers, so that's 2 damage per vill. Not bad, not great. Will take them quite a while to actually secure a kill. Unless the town center fire helps out, which it did, and there's 1 dead man-at-arms. Let's see. Killer Dude Looks like he stopped at 2 men-at-arms, recognizing that it's not going to get the results that he wants against a player of Green's caliber. Gonna go ahead fast forward. We get the council hall in a nice safe position. Killer dude trying to catch up. Doesn't quite have the food. There's the food, and there's the council hall of his own. And we are live with where the players are at. Less than 10-second observer delay. So, for Plecco. Looks like that early harass may have thrown him off a little bit. Doesn't quite have the resources to start in on his longbowman builds. He does have one Vanguard men-at-arms in the back to deal with, but I imagine once Green is able to start producing longbows non-stop, I have a feeling that those harass units are going to go down pretty quickly. Okay, it's the town center fire. Looks like there's an extra arrow from the British TC. I don't harass too much, so didn't realize that. That's kind of a neat little bonus, reinforcing that more defensive-oriented identity that CA wants for the English. And don't have the resources to immediately begin to immediately begin longbow production, and that is indeed what he would do if he had the food. I was looking at Royal Guard, who did get a longbow.
Yes,
And that longbow's probably going to snipe out that Vanguard. Doing 3 damage against the Vanguard. Not bad. But yeah, those man-at-arms are just so tanky. It's a pain to try to deal with them. A little harassment on the opponent's council hall. Gonna immediately start pushing in with the longbows. Teal recognizing what is going to be happening. Moving his man-at-arms back and beginning longbow construction of his own. It's a fair number of woodworkers. I'm not too familiar with the English build orders or production, so I'm not sure how their eco should be distributed. Oh, okay. Teal actually going for a second town center rather than continuing to match the aggression. Okay, and it looks like Yellow is actually one step ahead on that regard. Has a town center up down here securing a lot of food. It's got berry bushes, it's got deer, even has a little sheep that if it wanders in closer to the town center will end up being gathered for him. Look at this perspective. Okay, Teal just going pure defensive after his failed man-at-arms Dark Age rush. Gonna try to match the eco that Green has been putting up. So, speaking of Green, he does have a pretty decent little force up here, but waiting until the outpost of his own can be built to give him that extra 15% attack speed that can eventually be upgraded to 30% attack speed once you hit either Castle Age or Imperial Age. Like I said, I don't really play English too much, so off the top of my head, I do not recall when you get that upgrade. Already got 13 longbowmen compared to Killer Dude's 7. Hey, this time I remembered caster mode all on my own, and it only took 9 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm so proud of myself. Okay. Yeah. With this is looking a little rough for Killer Dude, not gonna lie. That Dark Age Rush looks like it set him back quite a bit. But able to get some picks off. Not as many as Green did, though. Does Green have the... Not yet. Does he have a blacksmith? Also, not yet. Green does have the wood for it. I imagine that if Green can sense that there is a killing potential, he'll probably want to drop down that TC and build, get siege engineering so that he can Ramstein his way to a swift victory. But for now, Teal able to hold his own. Keeping up pretty well in the villager department. 42 to 49, a little bit behind, but that's to be expected when you go with a Dark Age Rush strategy. So him being in the position that he is, while he is kind of far behind, it is a lot better than it could have been. Getting another tower up for that attack speed increase, and looks like Blacksmith did come in. He did get the siege engineering, and Green is going for that battering ram. Going to try to get a swift end to this game if he can. Alright, Teal did acquire the campfire's tech so that he can heal up his longbows while they are idling. 16 to 34 in the military count. Less than ideal. Okay. Teal did get the upgrade for the Men-at-Arms tech, so he does have the superior early Men-at-Arms, giving him an extra 20 health and 2 damage compared to the Dark Age variant. So these guys still going to be pretty tanky and now able to deal a little bit more damage in melee. Mostly, though, it's going to be about these Men-at-Arms absorbing longbow arrows, which that was a lot of hits. But that's a lot of bows. So down he went. And it's feeling like it is the end for Killer Dude here. Let's will there be any kind of Hail Marys that end up pulling Teal out? Nope, he just taps out. And GG for Royal Pleco. Very well executed by Royal Pleco, able to fend off that early Dark Age rush with no issue, putting him in a very respectable lead for the entire rest of the game. Alright, so since the only game left is Uravity and Quill, take a look at that. Oh, Quill's going Roos this time with Uravity on the Chinese. So this will be a very exciting match. I know that Uravity is streaming this on his own Twitch, so if you want to watch this game from his perspective, you can head on over to, I believe it's Uravity AoE on Twitch. Hopefully he may shout me out for my casting, but yeah. Right from the get-go, we have a second scout for Quills. Since he is Roos, he does want to have the early scouts so that he can get the bounty, grab more sheep, and excuse me. Allergies acting up today. And then use all that sweet bounty gold to age up and give him a nice food gathering improvement. Uravity going with the mill first strat for China, getting the Imperial official out, using all of your vills to gather food and deposit it in the mill to both give you a 20% gathering increase, as well as getting you that tax that the Imperial official will collect, and you'll just rely on the tax gold to get you to the second age. Your Avity also going for the anti-bounty mini-game. Since he is facing Roos, you do want to deny as much bounty as you can from the Roos player. That way they take longer to get their bounty up, and if they don't go for the high trade house, then you can potentially deny them a higher bounty altogether. Looks like both scouts have been finding. Oh, that wolf went to your gravity, denying that 25 gold from Quill. Very good play. Getting a excuse me. Oh boy. Getting an early hunting cabin for the 14 gold a minute from 4 Roos. Sooner or later, you'll want to build at least one hunting cabin back here. Like, it could probably fit 2, maybe even 3. Like, basically you'll just want to line this entire back area with hunting cabins to maximize the gold output that your hunting cabins can give. Getting a little war of the scouts going on. Quill pulling in his other scout to win that with the numbers. Teal managing to deny one additional deer, preventing an extra 10 gold from being taken by the Roos. Looks like Teal wanting to... Oh, okay. Found the wolf. Opting for the wolf kill instead of trying to contest the deer. Wolves are 25 gold a pop, so getting that down means that your opponent loses basically 2.5 deer. Quill going for a really good placement of his Kremlin. Because this is King of the Hill, and pretty much all of these games have been really short and scrappy, having the Kremlin on the sacred site lets you secure sacred in the feudal age, as well as you can levy militia to get some very cheap early game military units. Militia not that great in combat, like they're basically worse spearmen, but better to have worse spearmen than no spearmen at all. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Gravity has the res to age up. Wonder why he hasn't yet. May have just been trying to find a good spot for his Imperial Academy, but Imperial Academy it is, rather than a barbecue on his side of the sacred site. Although, I wouldn't be surprised to see Teal building a barbican right around here. Get these 2 golds secured, as well as enable contesting of that sacred site. Getting another pick off for the scout. Let's take a look if we can see Roos bounty. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Nope, doesn't say where the Roos bounty is at. But you can tell that they have hit at least tier 1 bounty based on the little glow that these Roos villagers have. Going for even more bounty over here. Gets that boar kill. Drops hunting cabin to secure the boar. And pick that up. Boar being the fastest gathering food resource in the game. So, securing this boar not only gives him that extra 75 bounty gold, it also gives him a massive amount of food. And we're going to be seeing that reflected in the very near future up here. At the moment,
Готово есть!
Teal pushing off a early Levy militia rush from Red. As you can see, didn't get a whole lot of actual damage done, but it did manage to idle those 5 villagers for a little bit, slowing things down for Teal, which is always a good thing when you're facing China. The slower your opponent can make China, the worse you're going to do. Still no hunting cabin in the bottom. Quill seeming to prefer using it as, you know, a mill rather than a free gold generator. Could just be the lack of wood. Even though Rus do get the Wooden Fortress influence bonus for that extra 20% wood, they tend to feel very wood-starved, in my opinion. Because their hunting cabins do cost 100 wood instead of 50, and these wooden fortresses cost 175 wood instead of the outposts 100 wood. So it does make them feel like they need a lot more wood than most other civs.
Позаратай готово есть.
He's having some really good scouting on his opponent. He's denied the 2 scouts of Teal. Okay. Looks like Teal does have some Zhugnu coming out to try to get some harass going on. Those might have escaped the notice of Red. He's mostly keeping an eye on this corner over here, trying to make sure that the Chinese eco boom, the inevitable 2 TC song, doesn't get too out of control. And then also having the scout there for the same reason. Uravity, though, has opted to not build a second town center, focusing instead on getting out 3 archery ranges and producing as many Zhugnu as he can. And you can see already that massive difference in food that the boar is making. Getting 780, almost 800 a minute, which is nearly double that of Uravity's 420. But there are Zhugnu on the gates of the Rus. Not a whole lot of damage per shot, but they do shoot 3 shots each time, so in that regard they do triple the amount of damage of a typical archer compared to what you would otherwise see. Oh, okay. And Red getting in some wood harass. Had that one early night from the beginning. Shutting down Teal's wood eco for a bit. Has another knight in the food. Got 1 villager killed. He's got 7 idle vills on Teal's side. We have 13 Zhugnu and counting, though, from Teal. All of them being directed towards the front. Nothing for defense. He's going to rely on the town center and the Barbican, affectionately known as the barbecue, to do the defending for him. And what does... Okay. So yeah, we do see a response from Red, having recognized the mass of Zhugnu at his door, opting for horsemen and knights to get rid of that. We've got 6 units total, and he's sending them... Oh, okay. He's going to send those off to do more harassment. So, going to do the same thing that Teal did, and just rely on static defenses to protect your valuable villagers. Not sure where the Vill losses came in from for Gravity. but we can see where the Vil losses came in for Quills, with the Vils that were trying desperately to get a wall up having been taken out. He has garrisoned everything in response. So, and he has 4 more cavalry units in the home base defending against all of this. There's enough Jugunu though that those 4 cav are not enough to clean up Uravity's military. He did take some pretty noticeable losses, but he still has 10 Jugunu left, not 9. There's 2 more there. But we have 3 early knights in the back line of Teal, and they're going to be pushing off of the food. So no food being gathered by Teal at the moment, unless... Yeah, no food being gathered at the moment at all. And doing a pretty good job of keeping him off of wood as well. Teal being kind of forced to drop these towers in response. Oh, didn't quite get the second tower up. He might not, there it goes. And now that's going to be getting rid of the harassment there. That is a lot of Jugunu. He's got 21 Jugunu on the field for Uravity in Teal compared to the 4 cav of Quills. Quills does have a slight villager lead though, 40 to 38 in his favor. Not really winning the trade. He's going to need to get a much higher critical mass of cav in order to deal with all of these Jugunu. And recognizing that, Teal is going to plop down at least 1 battering ram. Got a few villagers on. Oh, okay, beautiful. Getting the high trade house instead of hunting cabins down here. So, high trade house is a souped up hunting cabin. You can see that this hunting cabin here getting 35 gold a minute. If there had been a hunting cabin right here, you probably could have been getting about double that. So maybe about 70, 80 gold. High trade house gives you 5 times that. So once it's built, we'll take a look and see how much gold we are going to be getting for our player in red. But while he's building the high trade house, Teal is looking to try to end the game. He's got 1 battering ram making work of the fortified palisades, getting a 2nd battering ram up as we speak. Red not able to do any harassment for now. He has a unit there, but Teal has enough defenses that he won't be able to push in there because anything that he sends will just immediately die. High Trade House getting 288 gold a minute. That's a huge free passive income. So very nice eco, but we are going to need more than good eco with these 2 battering rams and all of these Jugunu. 27 Jugunu in the base of Quills. He's going to need to actually deal with that, or else he won't be alive. And as any good MMO player knows, dead DPS is 0 DPS. So he does have the 4 knights getting rid of 1 of the battering rams. 27 Jugunu though would make short work of the knights. Jugunu, oh, and there goes the villager. Yeah, he's just trying to get up military production so that he can match the mass of archers from Teal. The knights are able to get some pretty good picks though. Each one taking out about 2 or 3 of these archers before they do go down, but they do go down, and that is going to be the biggest issue for red is that there's just so many Getting a good counter defense though. That is a wow, 17 militia, and these guys do 12 damage. They have 125 health. They don't do, like, they only have 1 armor, but that's still a lot of bodies on the field, and that is exactly what was needed to clean up this Jugendu mass. So as long as these parties wielding militia are able to make contact with these archers, they are all going to be dealt with. And yeah, it looks like they are getting kind of funneled into a corner. Added some men-at-arms in here as well as the knights, so that is just a matter of time before Teal's aggression is thwarted. As a Rus enjoyer myself, I cannot lie, I am loving to see that Rus is doing so well. Loving to see that these militia are actually being extremely useful. Alright. Sorry about that. Yeah, we have successfully defended. Red has successfully defended Teal and is pushing him out now. Bit of a problem for Teal because he doesn't have the res to go for a for another age up anytime soon. This is kind of an all or nothing play for him. He's been doing good with it, but it's kind of looking like Red may have stabilized well enough to keep himself alive. I say that, but he only has 7 military units compared to the 37 of Teal. All of his military, I guess, came from the Kremlin and its levy militia ability. So, a little bit worrisome for him. He does have 4 more. There we go. Okay. And yeah, it looks like Red is realizing that this Chinese player maybe not going for the boom that we are used to. Adding in more knights. Well, adding in 1 more knight. Gravity just going Jugendu. Doesn't really have anything else in the production tab besides military. Which, if he's able to get the kill, that's all you need. But a little bit worried for Teal because he did go because his opponent did go Castle Age. He is Rus, so he does get free passive gold. He did have that huge food income advantage from the early boar, and he's holding off. So it's probably time for Teal to go for a more eco-oriented build himself. Okay, he is building. Red is building villagers, as is Teal. Teal looks like it's supervising this one archery range. This is a very back and forth game. Very exciting to see. The first 2 games were kind of one-sided. I was no match for Ventus, and because there's such a wide variety of skill and experience in this tournament, there were, some people were, in the same league, but maybe had played a lot of 1v1s, whereas a lot of us tend to play almost exclusively free-for-all, and thus not have a whole lot of experience in the 1v1 front. All of that having been said, looks like enough time has been killed by me rambling to witness Red sending in some more knights to try to get in harassment against the Chinese again. Meanwhile, he is also taking a second boar. If he's not at maximum bounty, I imagine he's very close to it. 2 boars gives you 150 gold. You get 75 gold per boar. Oh, this is nice. Got a mangonel to deal with all of these Zhuganu. That one mangonel, if it gets 2 shots off, that's pretty much it for all of these Zhuganu. And, oh, not quite able to get off a second shot. Gravity going into spread formation to minimize the damage of the mangoes. Very smart. Going full line to, again, maximize his own damage while mitigating the threat that the mangonels face. Okay, and it looks like Red noticed the stealthy food gathering from, oh yeah, getting, what is that, 5 knights in? That is a lot of villagers that are going down from the teal player, and that's a lot of idle vills. It's like 15 villagers right there alone. He's got 30 idle vills total. That is almost his entire eco, just idling while dealing with, oh my god, that's Quill getting the victory. Bit of an upset, I think, for me at least. I was definitely thinking that would go to our Resident Conqueror player, so great job, Quills. Like, really knowing the map, knowing the routes, knowing how to get the W against China. That was amazing, and that means we are on to the final. It's going to be Quill versus Royal Pleco. So, we are just waiting for that game to begin. Still in. Okay, they are in lobby now, so Pleco and Quill's just deciding on which civ they are going to use, and then once they launch the game, we will hop in and watch. So how is everyone's day going? Well, we're just hanging out here waiting for things to go. It's been kind of a lazy day for me. Didn't initially anticipate playing or casting, but when Allied asked me, I was like, yes, I have nothing else to do, so let me do this. And I'm enjoying casting. Like, I kind of want to do this on a much more regular basis, but my schedule doesn't always allow me to do this on the reg. So it's nice when I'm able to. Ermagerd, I want them to start so that we can watch all the murders. Just waiting. Let's see if... Alright. Let's get your Avity in here so that we can have co-casted finals.
With some Garen.
God. Yo. So yeah, I was talking about it on my stream. I was like so surprised at how well Quills was able to hold off your push. Like, those were some crazy Jugunu numbers that you got up.
How is Jignu? I was honestly surprised how well it was kind of going.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of forgot about the what are they called?
Town centers?
Yeah, well, the things that spawned out of the town center, the militia.
Oh,
That kind of screwed
yeah.
my first big ball with Jignu.
Right. Yeah, I remember when during the beta, I haven't tested the militia since the beta launched, and I remember like during the beta they weren't particularly great, but you also couldn't spam out the kind of numbers that you saw in that game. So
Yeah.
watching you just kind of steamroll, and then all of a sudden there's like 15, 16 militia like right on your face. It's like, oh my god, that's a game changer. Like, that was actually really cool to see. As a Roos
Well,
enjoyed
go from my point of view.
Understandable. Like, it made that game a lot closer than it was otherwise.
Yeah. Well, it was about my Jignu, like when I started building them and got to his base, he hit my wood line.
Yep.
And I couldn't build any rams, so I had to go through the Rus palisade walls with Jignu, and that took ages.
Oof.
It was painful.
Looks like they've started the game. They may have forgotten to turn observers on, though. There it is.
Not there we go.
Okay. I just wasn't able to immediately jump in. Oh god, it's a French mirror.
French. I think they said, Royal Pleco said in my chat that he was gonna... They were each gonna pick 2 civs for one another. And then out of those 2 civs, they would then pick which civ they played.
Gotcha. Interesting. I wonder what the other pick would have been for them. But yep, it's a French mirror match. Royal Pleco in green and Quills in pink. So not seeing a whole lot of interesting things to begin with, but I'm not too familiar with 1v1. I do pretty much only FFAs these days.
It looks relatively standard what they're doing so far, but I mean, it is just the start of the game. I don't really know any French build orders because it's not a civ I play, but I'd imagine they just go like the standard 8 and 3, or maybe it's 9 and 2. I think is the fastest way now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, they're both going 9 and 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with.
And that's the
French.
fastest age up timer.
Okay. Interesting. And is that like for every civ? Last I remembered, you'd want 4 on gold as Abyssive, but
I don't think it's the same. Like it differs from some civs, because like for China, Rus, they often start with wood.
right.
Mongols might start with wood as well if they're going Dark Age. But I think in terms of getting your feudal age as fast as possible, the fastest way to do it is 9 and 2.
Okay, and it looks
Which I think it is. You
Mhm.
send your first 2 villagers to gold, I think, or maybe it's 1 villager to food, then 2 to gold, then rally back to food.
Gotcha. And it looks
I'm
like
not entirely sure.
looks like Quills has opted for the 8 and 3 distribution, setting his 12th vil, pop 12 on gold as well. So he's got 9 vills now on food, 4 on gold.
Yeah. And Pleco has gone 10 and 3, so
Okay.
I guess you don't really need wood too early in this matchup, and you want to have the food and gold so that when you put down your School of Cavalry, you can get some knights out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is an early wheelbarrow coming through for Royal Pleco.
Oh yeah, that is early. I was wondering where the rest of his wood had went. Went right into the wheelbarrow. So got an early School of Cavalry for Quills. Still waiting on the res for Royal Pleco to age up.
Just waiting for Royal Pleco to meme and age up with the trade landmark. What's it? Chamber of Commerce.
Yep, Chamber of Commerce.
No, he's going to School of Cavalry.
Yeah. Yeah. As
See,
hilarious as it would be, I would have been shocked if he gave up like that.
I slightly prefer Pleco's opening here, due to it being a mirror. Because even though Quills is going to get his School of Cavalry up first, by the time that knight crosses the map, it should be about around the time that Royal Pleco's knight is popping out anyway.
And then he's
which should give him a little bit of advantage with having wheelbarrow first gives him a little bit of the equal advantage.
It also means that you're more likely to get your vills out of the way in time because there's that 15% movement speed increase too.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Helps in both the resource gathering and just overall survivability. Someone got housed.
I wonder why Quills is going for the wood at the front of his base.
Good question. Probably because the more likely place to get raided is behind his base. Since the logical thinking would be that's more secure, so that's where you want to send your knight.
Yeah, true.
IQ thoughts out.
But I feel like you just put the lumber cap next to the gold mill and put up a little wall.
Yeah.
And you should be pretty safe.
Yes, that would
like if you wall to the TC, so any knights that come around have to run through the TC to get to them.
Yes, that would probably be the optimal play, but Quills and I over here with our 7-head, 4,000 IQ gigathought.
Both players opted again for early walls, which is what he did against me, Quills.
Yeah.
He went very early, walls everywhere.
Honestly, I think that's probably the best way to do King of the Hills, since you have pretty natural walling anyway. Like, you just wall your sides off to guarantee that the only way you can be attacked is in the front. And,
so, Royal Pleco got the charge off on Quill's Knight, which means if they now fight, Quills will lose.
Yes. I imagine it's more of a when, not an if. And even the wolf getting in on that action. Surprised Pleco isn't sending that second knight out to try to do harassment. Since he was going to win the 1v1.
He might have clicked and it could have ran that way because of the wall at the front of Quill's base as well, potentially. Like, that might actually be the quickest way just to his base.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Quill going for walling off the frontal attack rather than trying to wall off the sides. Oh, that's a very aggressive / ambitious wall placement for Quill. Nothing going to contest it, though. Since the Green Knights are riding around on the other side of that that wall. That clearing. Whatever you want to call it. Alright, it looks like both. Excuse me. Allergies.
What do you say?
Oh, I was going to say, it looks like both players have pretty good scouting intel on the other. Quill got one scout just right on the other side of the wall. Probably can see all the gold being gathered.
Oh, I think I would have liked to see the stables from Pleco further back. just so it didn't look as obvious that he was going
For all of
very
those.
aggressive.
Yeah.
He's going to go double night production now, and Quill's is going for a second TC,
Yes.
which Pleco has full vision of. So
he
it now
does.
becomes a case of Pleco kind of has to do damage here, or Quills will just run away with the game.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we had seen in at least one of our other games that I streamed. One player went more aggressive, while the other player ecoed and wasn't able to shut things down. And of course, the eco player just took the W.
Yep. That's kind of how all my games went as well. I heavily ecoed, and then like I gave up Sacred in one of my games to Melvin, who was playing Delhi, and then just went 2 TC, Castle Age, and then took the Sacred back with a few minutes left.
Nice.
Which is also a very valid strategy on this map.
Yeah, I lost to Ventus for with Sacred Control in the first game. I'm so rusty at 1v1s that like I basically lost to myself. It was sad.
Sure, my first game was actually pretty close. But anyway, before that, there's some pretty big action going on right now.
I know, right? Pleco almost able to get that wall down, but Pink sending out his own count.
Yeah, this is the final outside. So the number advantage here is for Pleco. And
Yes.
Pleco also has +1 attack, whereas Quills does not.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side of things, Quills does have some spears coming out now. And
Which is smart.
I don't know where that second TC is.
He hasn't dropped it yet.
He's getting a lot of stone. Like, he's still on stone. I don't know if that's a mistake, because he's focusing on his army.
My guess is that, yeah, he's just microwing elsewhere, not noticing that he has the stone to build the second town center.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't have the wood. He does not have the wood to build a second town center yet. Only 242 wood.
Is he going? Oh, wait. Where are those roads going? Oh, they're going to build a mill. But they're maybe going for a town center.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they went for like.
He's still mining stone though.
I'm wondering,
So-
is he going to go for keep plays in Castle Age?
Oh, closest lost all of his knights.
Apparently, you're a little bit ahead of me because I'm just now watching that engagement.
Yeah.
But
I'm at 10, 27, 28, 30,
25 for me.
31.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
so I'm 5 seconds ahead.
Damn you and your time-traveling Scottish powers. Yeah, so, but in the meantime, like, Pleco venturing out a little bit further on the map, getting some hunt secured, dropping down 2 outposts to make sure that any attempted raiding gets more or less dealt with. Neither player opting to go for any archery ranges yet.
Yeah, I would have expected to see Pleco go for archery ranges once he saw the spears.
Right?
He does have chivalry coming through pretty soon, so his knights will start healing.
That'll be good. He's got a lot of knights out on the
I honestly
field.
think he can just fight these spears, because
He probably could.
he's got significantly more... Oh, where are these vills heading? He's got... Because he outnumbers them quite a bit. The 8 vills...
Hey, Quills finally got down to town center.
See that now as well.
So,
Are these vills going to go tower? I wonder if... Oh, they're heading around to his hunt. But I don't think
Yeah.
he had his wall built or something. I'm not sure what happened, why they're pathing around like this. But they're going to be in vision of Pleco's tower, so if he's paying attention and he sees this, then...
he may have been trying to go for a different hunt, or maybe, yeah,
Oh.
that pathing looks like that Palisade Gate just wasn't up when Quills sent the vills out. That's the only explanation.
I
can think of.
can't believe Quills... He got inside the wall, and then decided to run back through. He could have got like another
He could've
6 Vil
killed-
kills, I think.
Yeah, could have killed all 7 of those Vils that were on the berries. Like, he probably could have done a lot of work against those spears.
Yeah.
But he's opting to preserve the knights and just let them heal up instead
So
of
there's
risking them.
archery ranges in the middle now. I'm
There
honestly
it is.
really liking this position for Quill because he's taken for Royal Pleco. Sorry,
Yeah.
he's taken so many good fights that he's just got like the numbers advantage.
Yep. Yeah, I
And
do agree.
economy-wise, they're very similar. Like Quills only has a 2 eco lead, but he's way behind in terms of army.
Military and, yeah. Yep.
like it's 8 spears versus 13 knights.
Yeah, Quill's also
Bonne labour.
lacking the blacksmith. French get blacksmith melee attack upgrades for free. You do
Yeah.
need to build a blacksmith though in order to get those upgrades. So Quill not having that building means that he's down 1 free attack compared to Royal Pleco.
Pleco also has the range defense, which is not really going to help unless he's diving the TC, but
Like, oh, okay, he got the range defense. I thought you meant range defense as in he's getting archers out and now has a range advantage over Quills, which is also true. Okay, and there go all of most of Quill's spears. Quill not able to do much of anything against the massive knights and the archer support that they have as well.
I think at this point there's not much Quill can do to stop this push from Pleco.
Not really, no. Quill is dropping down to 2nd stable, which would have been nice a few minutes ago. But right now, yeah, he just does not have enough bodies on the field to do anything about this knight mass. And here come.
I expect to see some siege engineering coming through for Pleco at some point, so they can add rams into this. Though he does have just a big enough knight mass that he's
able to burn them
just
down
running through the
without
TC.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 knights with the +1 armor upgrade. Like, you barely even need siege engineering. Okay, looks like the only military upgrade that Pleco doesn't have is the melee defense.
Yeah.
That's
And
really neat.
blacksmith upgrades are a massive thing as well. Like, so Quill's been behind in numbers and behind in upgrades just means that you just can't trade into this.
Yep. Yeah, and with only 9 Vils ahead, like, he also doesn't have anywhere near a big enough eco advantage to justify the military disadvantage that he's facing. He does manage to keep the 2nd town center alive, though. But
Yeah.
in exchange, all of the Berry Vils are now dead.
Yeah, he's currently got a 3 Vil lead, but he's down 26 military. And I only just clicked onto the caster mode now. Thanks, Debbie, by the way.
Dibby reminded me.
I
of
forget that's a
caster mode,
thing.
too. I know, right? Like, yep.
This is why I'm not a caster.
Mood. But and looks like Pleco's going back for round 2 against that town center.
Yeah. All the spears are almost dead now as well to the archer ball. I think GG may be called any second here.
It might be. I wouldn't blame Quills either way. Either calling it or keeping it going. He does, yeah. And there goes all of his military.
I forgot I'm 5 seconds ahead still.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that Pleco hasn't spent more time focusing on getting rid of this town center, to be honest. Like, he definitely could have gotten him down in that first run by, even with the military reinforcements that Quills sent. Oh god, and there's more. 8 more archers and 4 more knights that are not in the main mass.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, you are looking at a little bit of a bloodbath for old Quills here. And now Pleco has the villager lead, 58 to 54, 47 military compared to 5 for Pink. Kudos to Pink for not tapping out. I would be lying if I said that I wouldn't have tapped out a couple minutes ago. But
He's already down like 50 vills.
yeah, it's fine. It's totally winnable. Caster Curves strikes again.
Alright. Oh, GG, very well played from Pleco there.
Yeah.
There was just too many free units or in bad trades early on for Quills.
Pretty much.
So he just couldn't. It just snowballed out of control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I think.
Very well played, and congrats to Pleco for winning the tournament.
Indeed. Congrats to everyone who did play as well for participating. Like, this was a lot of fun.
Yep. Look forward to the next one.
Indeed.
Okay. I am going to call my stream there, though. So thank you all for watching, and catch you next time.
Yeah. Catch y'all later. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, see you guys around.